Hey y'all, welcome back to Homestead. So the raised bed, it is taking shape. So let me tell you, I have lugged pine logs and I've got some cypress down here all morning and I've got them stacked up. So I'm gonna pull the camera in and show you what I've done. They're not flush, okay? But I fixed that and we're gonna finish the cardboard. I wanna show you the stakes as well to hold the bed together. This is step one, and we'll show you cardboard and what we're gonna do next. All right, so if you can see here, some of these are not exactly flush, but I've got logs behind it blocking the gaps, okay? So soil won't come through. There is part of the raised bed. This is gonna be 10 by 20. It ended up being a little bit bigger than I thought. This looks like pure junk, guys. It looks terrible. If you can go buy a raised bed, go do it. This is just how you can do one for free, especially if you live out in the woods. So there's the front. It's not exactly flush here. I just did the best I could do. That's not my border, okay? That's gonna be the inside. All that is going to rot. All you're looking at of the top wall is this right here, okay? The outside, what you see. So the reason I've got the stobs, that's to help hold everything in place. If you can see, it kind of wants to fall, bend a little bit. So we've got that, and I've got it all the way around. This side I didn't have to do as much with. And there's that. Now I've put some on the inside as well, way back there, okay? So let me show you how to do this to get your logs stabilized. Now, some of these I cut with a chainsaw. This one's probably looking at 3 foot right there, and I tried to match it up, okay? Nothing's gonna come through there. That way, we won't have soil erosion, okay? Looks pretty level, looks pretty good. These right here are mimosa. That's what that is. Now, mind you, these logs will rot over time. What you can do is come back and put another log on the outside to keep your compost bed in place. These logs will break down, just add another one, okay? It will be years. Pine rots pretty quick though. Mimosa does not rot well at all. If you can see, let's see here. That's oak. He's already rotted. This is mimosa. This thing was burnt. It wouldn't burn. I mean, wouldn't even burn. Mimosa is a pain if you live out in the country. If you got allergies, it certainly is. However, it's great for projects, okay? I've learned that. I've got one little stob here where I first put everything down. He's kind of leaning. That's what they're there for. The stob is to hold the logs in place. I just left him. I didn't want to pull him out. I could later on. I'm just going to leave him. They're not beautiful, but it does, I mean, it gives it a little rustic charm. Hey, you do your own thing. This is for free. So let me show you what I'm going to do. All right, guys. So the number one thing I have used around this property is a pair of loppers. That's what I've used to do all my projects. That's what I've used to clear brush. And again, we've got these mimosas everywhere, but if you can see my front yard there, I just cleared it off. I got this stuff out of the woods. I was tired of it. So let me show you what to do. If you've got mimosa trees, cut the branches. Let's see if you can see this branch. Nope, I'm gonna have to zoom in. Okay. This is a branch off a mimosa tree. This is your stobs. So what you're gonna do with the mimosa branch, I just made a cut. He's flush on the end where you cut him off the tree. Gauge about how long you want it and take your loppers and do them sideways like this and cut at an angle. That angle right there is what will go into the ground. See the tip? So let me show you. I've got just a plain hammer here. I knew I needed one tall, so that's why I did this. Put it as close as you can up against that log because you're going to stabilize it, okay? Take it and start hammering. We tried this with a rubber mallet. It did not work well at all, so I just did this. Guys, I come up with this on my own. Someone else may have done it, but I can say I did it first. So, as far as aesthetics, you may hate this, okay? But it'll work. You're going to be shocked about this bed, and it looks like it's just full of trash right now. And I called it my Alabama trash bed, but it works. So take your stobs. He's kind of crooked. He may not work too well. And you can see we've got this grass that everybody wants in their yard. I can't stand the mess. It's thick. It's hard to go through, but still the stalks work. See it going down? Yeah, you can see that. It's just giving that some support so it doesn't roll off, okay? You can do both sides, you can do the inside, whatever. But if you've got mimosas, use it. Now, along the side of the house where I'm doing a landscape border, I'm using nothing but mimosas, actual mimosa trees as my border, because the stuff doesn't rot. It's terrible. And we have the mentality of, well, you need certain woods to make it look beautiful. Well, let me tell you, if you want durability, go with mimosa. Okay, like he's not flush, he doesn't look that great. So you take your loppers. That's why I said cut and cut at an angle, but do the next one flush, just alternate, okay? So if we've got, like he's at a point where I just made that cut, go down here and cut him flush. And then up here, cut at an angle again. So you want angle, flush on each end. You see angle, flush. Take this, get it as close to that log as you can, put pressure on it and start hammering. And still, it gives it a little support, okay? It may look hideous to you, but to me it works. You got spare ends, look, that's what I love about that bed. Toss it in there. It'll decompose because we're doing active compost, okay? This hickory tree's right here. It's gonna stay pretty damp. Look at all the hickory nut holes. We're gonna add those to our bed. All right, let's keep going here. Now this one's kind of at a point, but it'll be okay. I was surprised at how sturdy they are, to be honest. The bigger ones, it's harder. And you gotta put some elbow grease into it. See what it does if you don't cut it flush, it wants to start tearing the top. Now you could go back and cut it, it's okay. But, I mean, that's sturdy. All right, last but not least, I think everyone I grabbed has points. Let's do a small one. But these are just the branches off mimosa, okay? And again, if your logs don't match up perfectly, see I'm putting my hand back against that to hold it, that's okay. Because we're gonna put so much junk in here, the soil's not gonna come out, okay? So I've got a few more stobs left. This is what I saved for my landscaping in the front of the house where I'm doing my new beds. I'm doing them probably a little shy of a foot if you're gonna have a foot tall bed, okay? So that's what you need, just like that. And it holds it, just gives it a little extra support. If you can do it on the inside, that's great. If you don't, that's fine too, either one. Now let me show you what we're gonna do. All right, so I'm gonna finish laying down cardboard. I'm not too worried about it because cardboard suppresses grass, okay? That's the only reason I've got it, and it adds an extra layer of mulch to the bed. I'm gonna take this one out. I just want to show you what we're putting in it. So any cardboard you've got, okay, is what I'm using. Any little piece, it helps. Mainly I'm trying to cover areas that have a lot of grass. Little cardboard pieces work for corners. If you see grass, put it down. If you've got a bunch, put it everywhere. That's an old box that I had my seed starting cups in. Very good. Okay, that's it. If you've got any nuts, any rotting logs, this right here, he's decomposing. This is oak, I believe. He's rotting. That's good. That kind of fuels the fire, okay? So put him over where grass would be. Let's see here. There, looks good. Anywhere, okay? Anything you've got that's decomposing, put it in there. As far as wood. Also, guys, You could line the whole thing with wood logs. In my radish okra bed I've shown you, the whole bottom is nothing but logs. So if you've got tons of wood that you don't use for firewood, throw it in there. It will suppress grass growth, it'll kill it, okay? And it just adds a layer of dirt later on. That's your dirt, that's your soil, that's mulch. Turns into it. So I'm gonna get some more logs, we're gonna strow them around. So your actual bed is not gonna be that deep, but over time, it levels out. You've got logs, then you've got this much soil on top. The logs start shrinking, add leaves in the fall, soil gets a little bit more, and then a little bit more. Over time, it just disintegrates. It goes poof, poof. By next spring, you won't know cardboard's at the bottom. It's gone, okay? Everything just breaks down and disintegrates. Also, right now we're gonna start with, we've done the cardboard, we're gonna start with logs, okay? Twigs, any branch in your yard that you don't care about. We've got this hickory tree. I have tons of hickory limbs that fall on my house out here, and I've talked about the algae. Break them apart to get them breaking down quicker. You can throw them in their hole. Take this and toss them, okay? Toss it, fill it up with natural trash, okay? It's not trash, it's pure black gold. That's what it's gonna turn into. Trust me, okay? Trust me. So I'm gonna grab some logs and some twigs. We're gonna fill him up. Now, I know y'all are gonna ask the question, can I fill this up with potting mix? Yes, you can. Is this bed gonna last forever? No, it's not. Can I reinforce this bed later on? Yes, you can. More logs. You can use tin, you can use whatever, but let me tell you, if you use roofing tin, it's gonna last about 3 years and then start buckling. That's what's happening in our okra bed. I was very disappointed in that. Log beds are still going. So, I'm just saying, you might need to rethink, again, what you've been told. All right, this is some tree limbs that have blown down, but they're pretty hefty. So, bark, everything goes in here. Cut it. It would probably be best at this point to use the loppers. But he's taking shape, guys. It just takes a lot of rooting around in your yard and digging around and understanding about composting. I've worn out one pair of loppers in 5 years. Okay, before I go any further, I've got some daffodils back there. I hate to dig them up, but I need to. So I'm gonna get those out and keep filling up with logs. Guys, it's raining, so I'm gonna do this quick. I've put logs all in this bed. This is looking down off my porch onto the raised bed. You can see there's logs and stuff everywhere. And I see leaves that I started working on. That's the next step. Tons of brown material. Cover the bottom as much as you can. I may go back and add more logs. I did tons yesterday. So that's step one to a free poor man's raised bed. We'll have part 2 coming out next week. We'll see you guys next time on Homestead.